Okay. We had the same mess we did last time. I said to Michael that last time I didn't. I'm just trying to put it into my Facebook so I can see it. I said to Michael last week when I tried it, my YouTube wouldn't start at all. And I found, I'm just making sure I'm there. It says live. Yes, there's my hand. So this is written there, but I have here if you want to quickly do a snapshot. Now last week, remember I said there was a couple of mistakes. I retyped it. I did put the information on the card, the piece I'd done, so snapshot that again, and that's last week's, and that was where the problem was. So I fixed that. And I've been through this one, and I'm fine, I'm fine. So anyway, he's going to have to come back and look at why my computer is not clicking in properly. I'm just standing that over there so I can read it. I need a drink after all that, because he says to me, I'm not doing it properly, I'm not loading it properly. And I said, but last week I did it twice. He gave me look at this. Bit by bit, pictures, everything, and I did absolutely everything, and even last week I redid it once. So it's not my fault, it's something to do with our computer. So anyway, we are live, and I am just going to do that, put that away. I'm going to open that up, and hopefully if anyone likes to comment, then I'll see you there. Okay, all right. We are making this. Now, one thing about carding is sometimes I do my own shit, and sometimes I like to do things open case. I did this, and this is my first, because we're in Australia, I'm sending a card from our home to yours, and it's all about the beach, and that will be funny because when I send it to Holland, they're all in winter. So we were doing that on card classes. So, but this one here I saw with Jillibling, but she had much more added to it, and I wanted to make it simple. It's a lot of cardstock use, but her concept was good. So she had that little bit and these two pieces. She did have flowers, but she had different panels. I've just embossed around here because I find when the girls make the cards, it takes such a long time to make it. You think, oh, I'm not going to make that. But isn't that lovely? And then there's the envelope. And I only brought the stamps originally, and now I went and brought the rest of it. And I love this little embossing folder. Have a look at this. Goes in your mini, which is a good thing. All these stamps go in the mini. You want to have, sometimes you need some, you can just put in your mini so you can, if you're away, like when my son was sick, I would go up to Cockatoo, which is an hour away, and help him. And I would just pack this, so when his daughter Poppy, who I was helping out with, was at school or at kinder, I'd do it. Oh my goodness, I have to cancel that because that's Imogen trying to get me. She wants to buy a dog, and she rang me and asked me if I'd give her money. I said, oh, no, you don't need a dog. So that's the embossing folders. We used one on the front, and we used one in the middle. Okay, so that's really cute. And delightful wishes and the dies. Now I have cut most of those out, but I do have to do the embossing, and I've just noticed I've pulled my mini out, which I can do for one part, but I won't be able to. Look at that, the sticks, the leaves, everything. So, and then we've got some dragonflies. I thought they looked like butterflies, but adhesive dragonflies and birds. But I put them on there instead of bling bling. We're going to fly. Alright, let's get, now this one here, you have the little concentration, and I'm going to pop those over there and that over there, and bring out some cardstock. Alright, now one thing I said in the instructions that we used crushed curry, granny apple green, lemon lolly, can't even read the name on that, and copper clay. Copper clay's out, but some of you will still have it, so use it. I did, because I felt expresso might be too dark on that. So we'll brush up a little scrap, and I'll show you. I'll show you what expresso as we go through. I'll get you have a look and see what you reckon, so you could do it in an espresso if you wanted. So for the cardstock, we need to make two. Let's get my scissors. We need to make two. I'm just seeing if anyone's on. No, not yet. We need to cut two and a card front and another one here. Alright, so our first cut is, goodness, my table seems to get smaller every week. Oh my goodness, just had myself a little sip to keep me going. I had my card class here today, and it was busy, but I only had 3 of us. I don't know what happened. It was like they hadn't seen each other in 5 years, and it became an absolute chat. So that's cut at 5.5, and I'm just going to double check that. It's on my cut 2 at 5.5 by 8.25. So that's 1, and that's 2, 5.5. So you are allowed to case, so I will add Jillibling. I will send her a message and say, oh, hi Rosalind, I just said you're all naughty today, chat. I'll put Jillibling in here. She's not a member, but she might, but that's who I case this from. And where's my live gone? I can't see me on the other screen. Anyway, I'll just keep going. So you've got two at this, and then you've got to take a slither, which is like 1/16. Now it seems to be okay in your info. He's talking about tonight's class. Yes, I don't know what happened to my screen. I might have moved it up. There it is, it's back. Oh my goodness. So 1/16 is that tiniest little mark right in the top, okay? So we're going to take off that little tiny bit on one card, and we're going to score it at, oh, now half of 8.5, 8.25 is 4 and 4 and 1/16, 1/18, sorry, so that's 1, 2, so we're going to score that there, just get the blade out of the road, and then we're going to score this at the same, remembering we just have that slither off the other end, so when we look at it, it will be just a little bit shorter. I don't know if you can see that, see the tiniest little slither? So just keep an eye on that if you're cutting it. And alright, we'll give those a thing, and I'll pop that down. Same with this one. Always make up your line, sure you line up your ends before you actually score it, so that it's not okay. Because if it doesn't, it rolls over and then you'll be annoyed with yourself. Now we have to cut a piece for the card top, which is, where are we? I've got my measurements on that side. But it looks like that side. Boo. So 5/18, take a slither off. Then we need a 5.25 by 4. So 5.25 by 4. We made some lovely cards today. Right, and that will be our top coat. And then we need a 1 3/4. And I always double check my measurements up above my head. And we need that. Alright, and that's a piece of spear. So we've got a couple of little slithers. So that's what we need for the card. And pop that down there. So what we're going to do here, we've got some white cardstock. I pre-cut all of my white and have it ready because when I do my classes I need to have a lot of white stock ready. And see, that is going to go in here, but we are going to be embossing that. So that's our white mat. And now this is not the short-sided one, so check again, you've got the short-sided one here, and that one you can actually put it the other way. Oh, I don't think yes, I do need that. And we're going to bring that back. So that is actually one. I'm going to score it at, I just do this because to me it is the easiest way of getting it 100% to the mark, and so I do that. But it is, if you look at your thing, if it was 4 and 1, then it's 4 and 0/16, is that right? 1 and 1, and it's 1 mark after, so it's 15/16. That's why I can't tell people, it's 1 mark after 2 inches, and that brings it right over there. So that's going to go that way. So, and the reason you're doing that is so that it all measures when it sits in here, and that card can shut still. So you want it all absolutely packed in there. Look at that, you've already made a card. So we're just going to glue this. Oh. I don't know where everyone is, Rosalind. I couldn't get my YouTube to run. I think I might have used all that up the other day. I thought I'd better leave it out to check. And let's go another one. I think this one's nearly empty as well. Just double check where we're going. No, I really did. Oh, there you go. I'm going to use it all up because it's, I don't normally put that much on. I don't think you need it. And I'm going to bring that over to the edge. Okay, so we want to make sure it's all lined up neatly. And with that little piece off it there, it's going to give you room to just squishy that over. You've got to hold your mouth the right way. And that's right. So when Jillibling did it, she put more colours on top and all of that, and I just sometimes you don't need it to be too far gone. I don't say she's being too far gone, she's absolutely fantastic, but I didn't want to do that. So the next part I did was I went around these, and I did use the copper clay as I said, and I have got the copper clay ribbon. So I'm going to stick with my copper clay, but on a piece of scrap I'm going to show you how dark, or have a look how dark expresso will look, because it's really, really dark. It might make it stand out even more. So if you just get your little daubers, and expresso, coffee clay, pecan, where's expresso? Early expresso, where are you? Okay, we'll use that. So on the scrap, I'm just going to try it here to show you. So you just rub it on the end. On the side to give it a nice a line down there. So it's only a little bit, look at that, it's barely a little bit darker than the copper clay. So I could use it instead of the copper clay, but I want the ribbon. So I will. I'll just do it. Let's adjust. So we go around here. Yeah, I suppose it's how dark, but it did stand up. With Jillibling, I think she put a pink layer, a black layer of card. Her cards have always got a lot of card stock. I know, I'm totally aware of, we use a lot of card stock, that's fine, but we've got to post them. And it goes from being $1.50 to post a card to $3 in Australia. So it actually gets a little bit out of hand, I think. And I think sometimes when you look at cards that are way too hard, that are stunning, you sort of go, oh, I'm not just going to sit there in an afternoon and watch TV with a nice gin and tonic and card away. Well, I come in here and hide. I got teenage boys. It's nice to just hide in my little room and play. I've always got, you know, like I start looking at what I'm going to do for my next class, and I'm like all in advance. And I think, oh, that's it. So look at that. So that's quite simple, isn't it? Put that away before I stick my finger in it. Okay. Let's shut that up. And so we might just get this laid up first, and then we'll do, okay, so onto this one, we are going to emboss this one's called, it's glass and garden embossing. So we're going to do the white is going to emboss down the front of the card on this side, which means we actually have to do it in our big thing, embossing machine, and our flowers is going down the front of this, and I want a little bit of plain and there. Okay, so let me just, I thought I was using the little boss, but let me get my big one, and then we have the shake, rattle and roll will happen. Oh. Okay. And where did I just put them? I did here. I knew I'd done something with them. So we've got this. And what's this one say? I can never work it out. Place die cutting edge down. Do not use with embossing folders. Maybe that's going to go on without the embossing folder. Or maybe we're using 2 glass mats. Let's have a look at how much is going to go through there, guys. Oh, yep. Oh, not too much shaking with the big one. Yeah, I can see my, oh, spat that out the end, didn't it? Look at that. Look at that. Can you see that? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Got a bit of, what do we work on today? Something. Right, now we'll put through our glass. Apollo, stop it. My dog's whining because my husband's gone to pick up. Always put your end piece, have that last. So face it down that way and push it through first. Otherwise you'll buckle your embossing. This, if you put it through these ones first, this builds up air and that pops up and you get a big buckled like this. Then you, like, can you see that? It goes like that and it's horrible. You can't get rid of it after you've done that. Alright. Now one thing about that front piece there, I'm just thinking, I did put, can you see in there? The glass. So we're going to take that one and put that through as well. I'm just going to do all glass on that one. And go down and back through there. Okay, and that is all our embossing. Oh, that's a heavy bubba. Oh, does that look lovely? Do you like that? Look at that. That's like the Sips glass one you can put on the glass as well. I didn't use that in the Sips thing. They had a little one, but now I've seen it, I'll have to remember and do that. Okay, so we've got that, we can put this in because it's done, and we're just going to sit that right in the middle, and that's got our, we haven't put anything because you're going to write your to somebody, just a little bit of fancy, because you've got to make the card fancy. I'm just doing a bit extra on the embossing because that's heavy. Where's my fold? Make sure it's got in there in the middle, and that's down. Okay, now this here is going on here. We can do that now as well. Oh no, we might layer it on there first. Oh no, I think we can do it. Yeah, make sure which side I'm on. There's this one. I do, because it's heavy again, I want a nice amount. So you could put a layer, but as I said, for me, too much heaviness to go through the mail. And a lot of your cards, when you send them to your friends, you want them to get there, not them have to pay for it all. So excuse me, I have a wee drinky. Okay, so now we got to start on this. Now I have this piece here. We're going to put a tear of tape around the back. I'm just making sure which way it goes. And we're about, I knew it was about an inch from the bottom. So see if you can line it up against if you've got a grid. And there. Now on the front, the flower goes to halfway, as you can see. And where that inch is, I'm not adding it because I'm hoping that I'll grab it with other stuff. Otherwise I'll get it make a little knot in a minute. So we want enough for the bow on that side. Over here we just pick this up. Always pick it up from about there, and you leave your ribbon down. You leave your what am I trying to say, guys? What am I trying to say? Been a long day. After I finished, the ladies left. I had to run them out the door, didn't I, Rosalind? Run them all out the door so I could go and pick up from school. When I came back from school, I was here for half an hour, and then I had to go drop another one back off at boxing. And then an hour after that, pick him up, and then take the other one to jiu-jitsu. And it never ends. So there you go. And we actually want that to come over this side. I'm just going to get some snippies. Alright. Now, did I put one or two? I did two, yeah. So I'm just going to take that down there. Go under. Just to secure it there. Look at my fingers, I can't get my fingers in. Alright, and we're going to tie that off. a bit of mucks with big fingers. Alright, so that will just hold that into place there to stop it running down. Ooh, that's so pretty. Bow it up. You won't. My goodness, what's happening with my fingers? There you go. Now I'm just gonna, just once that's done, you just have to pull it, the strings at a bit, even a bit smaller than you want it, and then pull it out again and hold it. So again, I've got to go in a bit more, and a bit more there, and tighten it, and we'll leave that there. Okay. Right, bin. Alright, so now this, we're going to build our flowers. Now, I have used the Daisy Delights dies. Now, because there's only one, I think I've got to cut out a couple here to show you. See, there's only one of those, and because I need a few of them, I have cut out, let's move that up a little bit, move all that. So I have cut out quite a few. So I've got some gold foil sheets that Stampin' Up have. I used Lemon Lolly, the lime, I don't know what I got the ink pad out for, the Granny Apple Green, and Lemon Lolly, and the gold, and then I used the Garden Green. So I've put together, so I've cut out both the tree leaves, I can throw that out now, and all the flowers. I think, I'm not sure if I need another one. So I've put the flowers together because, well, not that one, so you stamp them out individually and then you put them from there to there. So if I can get my mat here, I'll pop those out of the road. Alright, if I get my mat, what I show the girls class is just do a squiggle across, and then run that through it. And that way, rather than trying to dot it, it wipes it on and it's more inclined to stay. And we put that there. And then what I've just done is just got my bone folder and give it a try, and you can put it on there and just give it a round on your soft mat, you know, the your pierce mat. If you put it on there, and you can make your, see how the leaves are lifting, just give them a little bit of a poke in there and they start lifting up. So that's what I've done. Now I've also got the babies, so I'll just lift them up a little bit. And you'd be here forever if you had to wait till I sat there and put all these in. To be honest, I don't like watching ones when they do that too long. It kind of, you know, you just want to get onto someone's site, have a look what they're making, see if you're going to make it. Now here's the little middles for the pink, for the yellow flowers. And I'll do the leaves in a minute, because there's a lot of leaves that have to be glued together as well. And we've got a stick for in there. Alright. And then we got, what I did was put a gold one on the front of this one, because I didn't want it to have the same. We're going to do that like that. So we'll get back to that in a minute. So, and then I've got all these leaves. So I'm just going to count how many flowers I need. So I've got them all done. I thought I might have to do a sum. So I've only got 4 little babies, and 2 big ones, and 1 big one and 2 medium ones, and leaves. So let me show you, when you stamp the leaves out, they come like this, and then they have this piece that you do, I did in the dark green, that comes off, and then you're going to glue it to your, all these leaves here. So what I might do is put on my big branch here, and this one's big enough that if you use your glue you can get it, just see here, and just try and get it along like that. But if you could use your not masking tape, your adhesive tape and do it, but I'm kind of used to doing this, so don't worry. So I'm just going to pop that down there, and you can put a block on it and just let it sit. And the same with our gold. So, where did I put my gold? I told you I had a gold. There it is. Because when it turned over, it was white. So again, I'm going to put that. So if you use that special tape they've got, it looks white on the back when you do it, and then you can just peel it off. I just don't use it because I don't get round to it. So there's my dog. I'm going to put that one on here. Now it's giving me a little bit more glue, so I'm just going to grab a wet wipe, and I'm just going to take that off because there's going to be a lot of flowers on there, and I don't want it to be shiny from glue. And the thing is that because we are let's see, we're going to cover half of that with flowers, so it's not going to make a big difference in seeing that, so don't panic over much. Oh, I don't have an audience at all. I think I've even lost Rosalind. Alright, next, the big flower, and we're just gluing them all down. There's no lifting up and making them really big at the moment because we have got so much to add. Okay. I can hear one of my dogs going cray cray. So we've got one down here. Just above the leaves there. We've got one big one over here. Okay, down here. See it going together? Again, put a stamp on that to hold that down. And I'll put a block on that one till I get my leaves ready. How's that? Now these little yellows, I thought I had another yellow. I might have to do that. So I'm just going to put a dot in the middle. Okay. And picky fingers. Where's my picky tool? There it is. I was going to pick that up and drop it in there. And that one. I didn't glue that one because I thought I've got to still do it. Fiddly fingers. And down. Okay. And I'll just leave all those for a couple of seconds. And I need to do my yellow. I need a die out of here, and it is so minute. Look at this. Alright. And I'm going to run through over here. Give me 1 second to run over to my other machine because I want to do it fast. I don't have to try and find everything for my machine. Okay, here it goes. You'll hear it. Sorry about that. One short. Make sure you get your dies back. I keep saying that. I say it over and over and over because I lose them too much. Well, because it's June, we've already started, we did our first Christmas card today, so that was good. Oh, that looks like a bit much, doesn't it? Oh no, it wasn't, it's just a bubble. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that onto there. Alright, so leaves. We've got big ones and little ones. Like I said, you cut the initial one out, so that's in the green, and these come in it ready. Now you can see here there's a little stamp you can do in there, and I put that into it, so these are very tiny, and that's that one there. And in the big ones I did the cutouts. So see these? Oh, folks, no one told me we got that. I'll have to use my, oh, that's a bugger. Oh well, that'll be a card I give to someone, and if Lee does what she's meant to do and shares my video with someone, and she will receive the card in the mail tomorrow. So maybe she's going to come on later. So that's garden green. I did pull out the other green, you know, and I put it away. I used this one because these didn't have a little piece on it to stamp. So you just stamp that there and put it on there, and you can get, there it is there, look. So I'm just going to do those. They turned over when I dropped it. That looks a bit better than how I did mine by hand. So if you don't have the stamp set, well, you probably would, because you wouldn't be doing dainties without it. This came out last year, and it I liked it, but it didn't totally tickle my fancy, so I didn't get it. And I got one of them that had a saying on it, and then I went back and got this one. So, right, so that one's done. And so with these ones, we're going to quickly glue on here. Oh, that looks like another ended. Oh no, there's a little bit there. How's that? So here's one. That's a little tiny one. Now, I don't know that my tweezers would work through that too much, and so I'm just going to dab it in there, and this is on this tiny little leaf. So see how you, my fingers have got glue on them now, and you just put it onto the leaf, and that comes around like that. Alright, they are fiddly, aren't they? Alright, I'm going to show you the bigger one. It might move better because it's bigger. I think it goes like that. That's it. You've got to look at which way. They even go one way and the other. So that gives us a petal that looks like it's stamped as well. Okay, next one. So through my little glue run, and this way up. Nice idea. Definitely fiddly. And we've got one tiny one here. But I think I might need more, might I? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I still think we need a bit more. I might have to cut out a few more wee green leaves. Well, let's see how we go. Okay, so we've got, that's all held down. So we're going to put, I'll get my new glue now. No, that's my second bad one. And where's my, now you know what the problem will be here. Often when you use a new glue, it comes out like a big blob. So you've got to be really careful. Okay, so I'm just going to give a tiny little, so one of the big leaves is up there. And remember, it goes, when that goes on the card, you may have a little piece over, so you've got room to go again. Alright, and sort of maybe didn't need as many like that. Okay, so pop that down there. Now down the bottom we've got a couple of little ones. And over here. Okay, put those down. What else have we got? We've got a couple of little flowers about here. And down over here with a leaf coming out here. There is a tiny little leaf up the top. I may have cut that. Let's see what we've got here. Because I have got a couple of little ones in there. So, because on the front here, we have a tiny one here. And we might put this one down here. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, and we have another little bud. We don't have big leaves on that one. So I'm going to move that over here and flatten it a bit. We're going to have a bud up there. And we're going to have a bud over here. And I'm going to just pop my thing on here. And a leaf under here. Well, that's a big leaf, isn't it? And I'm going to pop that back on there, hold it. And we'll use our other leaf up here. So you can do as many as you want. And a bubba right down here. How's that? Okay, so just get this away before I end up gluing anything else. Oh, I have a little tiny baby over here. I'm going to pop that down under him. So they've all got lots of little leaves. Okay. Now you know I accidentally put the glue on that, so I'll go over with my glue remover and get that off. That was bad luck, wasn't it? Be careful where your glue mat is. Okay, that's fine. As long as you don't have it sticking, you don't want to. I will send a good one to. Alright, and now I think I might raise that up just for a little bit more looky. I'm going to put that out like that. And I might just pick that up with some dimensionals. Just so the postman has a bit more to do. Right, we're nearly there, guys. We're using a bit of them tonight, aren't we? Okay. Well, there's a whole lot of new product just being released, so if you go on to Annette Falconer altogether.stampinup.net, you'll go on my site, you can have a look what's available, but there's some you can't because it's called, it's only available to us till the next lot, but there's a special if you buy, oh my goodness, it's on my Facebook page, you'll have to have a look. If you buy a suite, or it might be a double, let me have a look if I've got my information. That's the starter kit. Oh, 25. Oh, that's so you can, if you join up by the 31st of May, which is now over. So that's over. But there's a special on when you buy, I don't know if it's just to get a suite, you get a stamp at half price. So it's worth having a look at if you want a suite, but you know, you don't have to, you do whatever you want, because that's what I say, it's your way. So now I'm going to lay that flat so it won't get onto that higher piece there, and excuse my kid, and we're going to line that up so it's got a little, yeah, can you see that now? And look at that. Now, this goes under, and remember how we took that squishy out? So when it stands up, it looks like that. So it'll stand on the bench and sort of look like that. You can't see if I do that. What do you reckon about that? Well, we've got to put a happy birthday on, don't we? So, do we have... So you can... There's a you have a happy birthday, so I just took that off. You could put wishing, but I just found it was too big for me to put it across the top because I put the flowers there, but you could have. And so what I did was this one, you, so it would have been wishing you a happy birthday, but I'm not putting that on. What I'm doing is, I'll show you, I'm getting a stamp and I'm only putting it on at happy birthday. So I've just got my H on the end, so that will get the ink, and I have I tell you, hold your small pieces over and use them. Alright, so happy. So if you push that in, I don't know if you can see, it goes black. And so there's the happy. I'm just holding that other little piece up. And there's, oh, I held it up a bit too much. Okay, let's try that a bit down here. And that's all we want. We don't want the because we're not putting the wishes in. I'll leave that. So all I'm going to do is cut that here. Now, because on the other one I curved it, and I might be able to still do it. I'll check. I don't want a big one. I just want a nice thin one because the card's so nice. So what I've done is just curved it like that and like that. And I think I need to come down even a little bit more. There you go. Make your own curvies. Put those away. And do you know what I used on that? I used, on the side of my here, I used a little tiny strip by cutting in there. So I only want that, that to that. Alright, I'm going to take that off. It's leftovers. You're not going to use it. And I put that across the back there. And because it's just leftovers, You don't really use it, but I use everything. And I'm going to pop that right in there. How's that, guys? Did you enjoy that? I hope so. I did. I like to make something I can do a little faster and have a bit more fun. I love to do big flash ones, but sometimes I find you're there all day. Oh my goodness. I'm going to cut her off again. My granddaughter keeps calling me, so on that note we might go, and I'll give her a buzz. So Lee, share the video and send me... Oh, we didn't do the card. The envelope. So the envelope is double stamping. So that's the other envelope. And the one for tonight is, there is 2 ways to stamp. You've got this one, which is your bottom because it's flat. And then you've got your top. Okay? And I'll put that on there. So, and then we've got the little leaves, which I'll grab out at the same time. And I was right, I did need my other green, didn't I? So we use, I told you I'd brought the stamp pad out and I didn't know what I was doing with it. Oh, it's stiff tonight. Okay, so we want crushed curry and lemon lolly. And if I'm right, I did lemon lolly on the bottom. So I'm going to pop that card up out of the road. I did lemon, where's my card? Envelope. Oh my goodness. I had it here. This is the problem. I'll just grab another one and then I'll find it and put it back. Oh, goodness gracious. This is what I did that, ladies, because I need to now order more envelopes. So I have to remember that. So make sure you got your card properly. And we've got our patterned one and our flat. So our flat one is in the lemon lolly. And we're just going to go across that corner in lemon lolly. Now you can use your pierce mat to make it push in better, because this type of stamp is, and then I'm going to do it on the back again at the opposite side. So I'll show you the difference. Is, you can do that on there, and that pushes it. It doesn't, I did the wrong one. I'm going to do lemon lolly in there, and that gives the other side. And then in this one we're doing crushed curry. Alright, that will be darker. Line it up. Count 2 flowers down the end and look for those. And line it up. And look, isn't that pretty? I actually quite like this one. So there's 2 stars at the top. If you get those on top of there, you should get everything correct. Okay? And that's that. Isn't that lovely? Now, put that away. We get our lime and those leaves. So they have a wee join in the middle there. And I think, I'm just looking at where mine are over here. So on the 1, 2, they start with a little leaf in here and in around that middle bit. Maybe it's this way. Wow. 1, 2, see the top? 1, 2, 3, 4. And it goes, I think it's in there. And if it's not, totally tupper-malacca. That looks nice. Even if it's not, it's nice. Just go with it. Go with the flow. And there we go. So there you go. Nice to see you, and hopefully we'll see you, or more of you, next week. Seem to be pushing my luck, maybe. I'm not that good. I'm just a stamper that does it at home and wants to have fun. So if you like it, give me a like. Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me if there's anything you'd like, and let's just go with the flow. And thank you very much for joining me. Good night. Where is my good night? Okay, bye.